Hi Sparkles of Light, this is CherryEnchantress and this is your daily dust for Wednesday, March 20th if you're watching in real time, but it can also be for whenever you stumble upon it. You can treat it like a timeless reading using the law of attraction to draw you to this reading through the thumbnail or whatever else. It could be the title, whatever else draws you to this special message just for you today. So this is the Wild Wisdom of the Fairy Oracle that I'm using. And we have 3 cards: Beauty's Truth, Beauty, Physical Pleasure, and Sensuality. Follow me, come. This is your invitation to enter the realm of fairy. And Acorn's invitation, touch, exchange, and connection. So it's real interesting. We have a combination of physical things and invitations. So right away it feels a little bit like kind of a day of sensuality and maybe some kind of invitation, some kind of calling you towards something. It could feel like a temptation, but it also feels like something that you should answer, a call that you should answer. It could be a call, it could be a birthday invitation, a party of some sort. It could be friends connecting with you. It feels like somebody's going to reach out to you and ask you to join them for something. So I'm going to take these cards each individually. Oh, I just noticed something. So Beauty's Truth is number 32 and Follow Me is 23, and that's mirrored numbers. And in my observation, I see mirrored numbers a lot, which means numbers that look like there's a mirror sitting in between them. So I just sneezed. I don't know what that means, but emphasis. But I'm not exactly a mirror, because a mirror for some numbers would look like a 2, would maybe look like an upside down 5. But so it's not exactly an exact mirror, but what I mean is that the number starts off and ends, and then ends and starts off. So it's like a mirrored number to me represents 2 souls mirroring each other, but in different aspects, like a yin-yang energy, like connecting through polar energies, like a magnet or sockets, or plug in a socket. It's kind of like the mirrored energy. So it feels like 2 souls connecting here to me from starting out right off the bat. So fairy women themselves despise the fine qualities of their men. Perhaps after a 1,000-year acquaintance they desire novelty, but more likely fairies love mortal men and women because, overflowing with love and rejoicing in all beauty, they have the immortal strength to embrace all that is beautiful of both races. Beauty is a form of power, there's no doubt. Beauty has tremendous value in our cultures, and yet we see it as a gift given to the lucky few. In truth, all of us have beauty, within and without. It shines forth from within and impregnates our energetic body with light that draws loving thoughts and admiration, lovers and friends. So it feels like your beauty, even if you don't feel like you're traditionally beautiful or you follow a current standard or whatever, something about you has really attracted someone. So like lean into that, realize that you have power in your physical attraction and your spiritual attraction. Your spirituality is shining through your appearance, and that is what really pulls on somebody magnetically. And you might want to, it's interesting that I have mirror number here, because a little trick that you can use, or hack, hashtag hack, if you have trouble with your own beauty, you can sit before a mirror and then look at it, focus on your appearance with love. See love radiating out from within you and begin to glow. And as you do, watch your beauty glow. The fairies do this. And look how beautiful they are. And so it's just by them seeing themselves as so beautiful, with or without makeup, with or without any, but you know, like if you want to doll yourself up, that's okay too. Lately, I've been going like very plain without my lashes, and you know, just like really trying to like look at myself for who I am and appreciate just my physical qualities, and then see myself as beautiful, like I radiate anyway, like I'm attractive, I have magnetism. Sometimes it just surprises me. Like this has happened before in my life where somebody asked me out on a date, and it was on a day that like my makeup was actually pretty smudged. I didn't have much on, but it was at the end of a work day, and I was like rubbing my eyes, and so I didn't feel very pretty that moment. But so it surprised me, and it wasn't about my physical body either, because I had a trench coat on, so nobody could see what, like really any particular shape. But it's something else, something about a smile, something about a friendly nature, whatever it is, and I couldn't figure it out. Like I know qualities about myself, but you just wonder what the other people are thinking sometimes. Like, what do they see that, you know, I know myself, I see myself every day, but what do they see? And you'd be surprised at how amazing people see you sometimes. So keep that in your mind, you know. Having beauty will not make you weak or vulnerable, vain or foolish. Those are just cliches, and you don't have to believe in that lie. Fairies have no judgment regarding types of beauty, and they are loving and kind to those who keep these same values, and who are, you know, everybody is beautiful in turn. So don't deny this form of self-love. It has a lot of power and magic and healing with it. And that is what you need to know about this beauty energy that you're emanating, glowing up, in other words. So now your mirror number 23, follow me. You're getting an invitation from the fairies, but it could also be other invitations. But also just consider the fairies for a moment. We often talk about our guides, our angels, you know, spirit team, but we often dismiss the fairies. We don't really always consider them as part of our team, but they're really there to help you in so many ways. This particular fairy, now my opinion, this is how I see the fairy realm. Of course, they're small and hard to see most of the time, but every once in a while, I believe a fairy can turn human size if they so choose, and often they dwell that way. But mostly they dwell that way in very remote places and mystical places, or unless they want to fit in and into a crowd. And then I think they can even tuck their wings. So you may be entertaining fairies and you don't even realize it. This particular tall, strong fairy queen beckons you forward wearing her gossamer garments. That's the key to the secrets of the fairy. Will you follow her? Will you hesitate? Will you feel your blood calling to hers? That golden thread that runs between you, that draws you gently forward, that's magnetism. That's what you have, magnetism. Maybe you're this fairy that you're magnetizing someone towards you. So, you know, you may have a variety of responses. It could be fear, it could be preconceived ideas of fairies and what it all means. It could be something in your dreams, like, is this just an illusion? It could be a very profound truth within you. But it could be like this, your pure-hearted energy has been ignited. Also, if you've been in some kind of physical pain, this is an invitation to allow the suffering to pass and fall away. The entry into fairy realms will eradicate pain and ease your heartache. She's alchemy herself. Her hair is the color of golden, like a golden gift. And that happens when you let this transformation take place. Her lips are red for the blood of the wise, and the The white is that of the pure self. So between her hands flow energetic magic. She has the fairy healer's touch, and her energy flows between the receptor, you, and the sender. Or if you're the sender, if you have this fairy energy within you, you are sending this unknown, maybe by yourself. You know, maybe you don't even realize your fairy magic power that you have within you. And but there's nothing to be afraid of, to have this magnetic, beautiful power within you. And there's nothing to be afraid of if you feel some magnetic energy drawing you towards them. This is also about all the electromagnetic energy around us that connects us. It represents transforming and the healing of the world. It represents being a loving example too. It represents visions and peaceful whispers of following into the unknown. It also represents all fairy connections and the second sight, the third eye, being fairy touched, experiencing this opening to subtle worlds, like the veils lifting and opening so you can see more than what you've seen before, and your healing and powers increase, and you know, doubts and cynical thoughts melt away and things become more magical and true. It's kind of connecting with your wilder self a little bit too, your primal self, and definitely connecting with nature, with the flowers and the trees and the fruits and plants and stones. And this could also represent people who are just a little bit shyer. And so I feel like also could be just some people that you may not realize why some people don't resonate with you, because they may lack that magical energy that you connect with. And so this is like the opposite of that, because this person that's attracting you and that you're attracting them, the acorn's invitation is like you. He is like your mirrored self, your counterpart, he or she. And this is that energy that you don't find in just everyone. You find this magic with this person. This beautiful fairy man is inviting you to touch the world, to enter into a somatic relationship with the world around and within you, to experience the vitality of the life force that exists in everything, including you and including your body, with which you may have conflicted relationship. He sees your magic. He sees your light way beyond your physical body. He sees the light within your eyes. The fairies know that your body is a beautiful sacred expression of the spirit and the essential part of the self, and they teach that when we reach out and touch, not only do we connect with another, but we are touched in return. Thus, through the act of physical communion are we touched, held, and nurtured, and it cannot be otherwise. It could be that the love language surrounding your connection is physical touch, and it's very strong and important, and that could be why there's this reaching out to each other beyond a 5D situation, but coming into the 3D so you can have a physical touch at long last. If you've been apart, or if you haven't been with this person, or if you've just been dreaming about this person, or if you're in a long distance relationship, this could represent something about coming together in the physical. And it's funny because I had sort of a dream about that this morning. So the impact, of touch is very underestimated, and this fairy man wishes to remind you that without touch you can become sad, depressed, unwell, and your immune system weakens. The touch of fairies is also touch, slightly different to that of human on human, but it's physical and energetic exchange of energy, right? Physical exchange. And while you are alive in your current form, this fairy wants you to know that you must touch and be touched to be whole. Physicality is your friend. Hug, hold hands, rub a back, get or give a massage, rub feet and connect. Allow a butterfly to alight on your finger. Pat a dog, stroke a cat. If your love language is physical touch, you really should have some kind of pet, because that's important to be able to touch something. Especially if you're alone and you don't have a relationship. It's important to have those kind of connections around you. But yeah, just even the weirdest thing, letting like little bugs crawl on, like if you like it, like little ladybug or butterfly, nice bugs. I mean, if you like gross bugs, go for it. But anyway, when you're hanging out with people, like look into their eyes, let your knees touch. Touch is healing. It doesn't mean you have to go all the way to intercourse. Touch doesn't mean that. Touch just means the gentle. It's kind of like, how words of affirmation are those gentle words that lift us up. Well, those slight little pats and, I don't know, bumps and knee knobs and handshakes and hugs. I mean, hugs without kissing, hugs can mean so much. So, and they soothe us and they cure us and they make us vibrate with bliss. And so this can also represent a man coming into your life, or this could represent you if you're this man. They're physically appealing, they have an earthy nature, they're nice body, healthy and sexual appetite. They kind of will remind you of Robin Hood or Robin Goodfellow. He has sort of that Peter Pan about him, and Peter Pan came out yesterday. That's so sweet. And there's something about this person. He's kind of otherworldly, and definitely a very, very good lover. Because he's all about the physical, sensual energy, but not without, not lacking the spiritual too. It's one thing when a person's just physical that lacks the spiritual. It still can be satisfying, but when somebody encompasses both spiritual and physical, that and be able to have both, then you really feel the whole experience when you're being sensual. This is definitely a caressing kind of person, but he's also very respectful, especially of the mother, crone, and the maiden. That the woman is a whole, a 3-in-1. And he will love you at any age. It's not an ageism kind of thing. It's not, you're not too old. And in fact, I feel like there's a lot of like true special men out there do like appreciate the women of all ages, and yeah, and all they can give at whatever age you are. So this is a really sweet, loving, sensual energy today. For some reason, it just feels like if you're not connecting with a particular person, you very may well be soon. It could be somebody is magnetically drawn to you. It could be things that you're finding out about yourself today, about your physical beauty and physical attraction that you didn't really notice, or that now you're like really leaning into, and you're just letting yourself glow up. You're following the fairies and letting them be like good examples and guides to you of what it is to be this very magical fairy that you are. And you're letting, yeah, you'll accept the invitation. All right, so I hope you like that. Faith, trust, and pixie dust.